Hi, my name is Mark Cosgrove, and this is a PROAKTIV Impulse. Let's talk about working from home. You know, back when we were all in the office, and if we worked too late, we felt like, oh my God, I feel like I'm living at work. Well, that's the reality now. We are actually living at work, or maybe work is living at home, because our homes are our offices. And it can be overwhelming. So what do we do about it? How do we create it so that our work doesn't completely overtake our living space? Well, one thing we can do, if you're lucky enough to live in a large enough space where you can, then you should carve out a particular spot for work. And, maybe you've got a spare room, or you've got a little den, or some kind of separate room you can use. Do that for sure. Set it up nice and comfortably. Then it's easy. At the end of the day, close the door, walk away, and you're finished work. Now, for many of us, that's not a possibility. You know, because we live in smaller places and we've got maybe a family in there as well. So in that case, you had to be a little bit more creative. So maybe you're using your dining room table. Okay, fine. But at the end of the workday, you still want to make a strong effort to shut it down. So that means don't just close your laptop, but leave all your work stuff spread out over the dining room table, because that's just going to operate like a beacon, kind of all that work that needs to be tended to, drawing you back, drawing you back. So don't. Close the laptop or shut it down and tidy up your books and papers and your notepad and whatever else you've got and put it away somewhere. Have a space where you can at least put it away so that your dining room table is now back to being a dining room table and you can use it for dinner. So that's one thing we can definitely do to start to make our work from home experience better. Another thing you can do, right? Think about our work hours. Now, what's great about work from home is you don't have to commute. So we can shave an hour off our day each way in many cases. We don't have to get up, get on the bus or the subway or the car or whatever to go to work. But on the other side, why are we still sitting down from 9 to 6? A lot of our jobs don't actually require us to be physically present on the phone or available for those hours. It's a convenience, it's a tradition, and it might work for your business, but it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. So start to have a conversation with the people you work with and work for about maybe being a little bit more flexible with that. Maybe you're an early riser, so you like to get up. 7 a.m. you're on your computer answering emails already. Well, that's 2 hours before the workday starts. So where are you going to get those 2 hours back? Maybe you like to go for, you know, a workout. Not that we can right now, but maybe you like to go for a workout around lunch. So you want to take a longer lunch break. Or you have kids, you want to tend to your kids and you know, get their lunches ready or see them after school or whatever it might be. So you know, your day doesn't have to be 9 to 6. It can be kind of chunks of 2 or 3 hours here, 2 or 3 hours there, and so forth. And then let's really be realistic with each other here for a second. The vast majority of us are stuck on phone calls, especially if you're living in Asia like I am. We're stuck on phone calls with our colleagues in North America and Europe, and that never happens during our workday. So, you know, the reality is working from 9 to 6 and then being on an 8 o'clock call until 10 p.m., you know, first of all, that's a lot of extra work, and it makes for an incredibly long day. So I think most of our employers, and if you're an employer, I want you to listen to this, I think most of our employers will be, or should be, flexible about how they measure the quantity and quality of the work that we're producing. It isn't just being in front of your computer for 8 hours a day in this particular 8-hour block. Now, of course, there are jobs that require that, and that's not what I'm talking about. So these are a couple of things that we can do. And another thing that we can do to make working from home not seem like we're overwhelmed is remember, and I said this in a video on leading remotely, there's a lot of micro interactions that occur in the office space that help to create cohesion and bonding with our team and create friendships that don't happen because we're working from home. So make an effort to recreate those with your team. So add a little bit of extra time at the beginning of a meeting to chit-chat with your colleagues, or even just schedule a coffee break. I mean, think about it. In the office, you know, you'd be going for a coffee or a tea break, and you'd call to your friend and say, hey, walk with me. I'm going down to Starbucks. Do the same, only virtually. So book 3 o'clock, make your cup of tea. I'll make my cup of tea. We'll turn on Zoom for 10 minutes, and we'll just get caught up about our lives, what we're watching on Netflix, or, you know, the latest football game or whatever it is you're interested in. And make an effort to create that human interaction so that we don't feel that we're living at work or that we're abandoned and we're doing everything by ourselves. My name is Mark Cosgrove. This has been a PROAKTIV Impulse.